We're gonna call the Historic District Commission meeting to order. After presentations by the applicant, members of the public will be allowed 2 opportunities to speak on the agenda. The chair will ask if anyone from the public has questions of the applicant to understand the project. After questions are closed, the chair will ask if anyone from the public has comments. Members of the public will have up to 3 minutes per person to comment. Comments should be limited to the exterior design of the building and site. Comments will not be allowed as to the interior design or use of the project, etc. Thank you. And our first one is VVO Real Estate Holdings Corp., Plat 6, Lot 107, Fire Number 41 Water Street. Application by architect Glenn for construction of a replacement structure for the Harborside Hotel. Oh, here's a full-size one. Can you? We all received small copies of this, and the notes are virtually impossible to read unless you're 12. Yeah. I have one. I'll just try to go. Did you see this? Yeah, oh, I didn't see the color. So Glenn, what do you want to tell us?
Aside from some additional details, one of the main concerns was the vertical siding of the rear, so that is now gone. Also, since I was here last, the restaurant has been originals. So that did trigger me to modify the rear of the building a bit so that there is an exit from the kitchen area and a stair down the grade. So you'll see that on the rear elevation. Aside from that, some further detail on the Mansard dormers, on the different door types, some additional notes on the elevation.
I have a question about that rear stair. Why can't that be within the building instead of this ugly thing on the back tacked on? Well, the floor plan shows it on. That's really
That's
cool.
A1.
It's something that I can conceivably look at my concern when we go to O2. Because what we would do is literally slide it down the page to within the building.
Down the what?
So that it emptied into the kind of service area. My concern is that they wouldn't, matter of fact, I'm sure that they wouldn't hit underneath that first bathroom.
Was this is the deep. Is there any detail on this? I think the tiny words I can't read.
This lower set.
This can't be open.
No, I've showed the beginning of it, but didn't draw every pic of the entire.
Well, it's the mechanical room, so I don't see why it can't.
No, it's here.
Are you looking at, what sheet are you on? A2 or?
Well, we're looking at the elevation
okay.
base setup. If that went into the building, it would interfere with the floor plan at this level, because there's a pathway. So you wouldn't have room to get under it.
One staircase is good.
And the idea is that we wanted to land in this area, because this is kind of the receiving.
How can that be the receiving area when there's no place for a truck to come in or? Oh, I thought there's a different owner.
It's the same owner, so. I'm not gonna think to understand shared ownerships, because I think there's partnerships involved, but. So that's why, and there was previously an exterior stair across.
Right, but that didn't make it right.
So there's no exit from the kitchen other than through the dining room
And exterior stair
in the building, inside the building.
inside of the,
Exhaust.
So if you want to get out of the kitchen, you go through the dining room.
no, we would go. On A2,
Yeah, that's right.
this is a corridor
Yeah,
that goes directly outside.
right. How do you get from the kitchen to the corridor?
Oh, I haven't detailed every.
Well,
door
you
inside.
can't have
Oh.
a
Because
door.
I haven't done the equipment kitchen, I don't know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, you can't have a door from the kitchen to the corridor because
So
the
maybe
kitchen
this-
is five,
This must be.
and this is.
Yeah,
the
they're coming
egress,
back
so
in
you
there,
can't-
yeah.
you
You
can't-
have to be able to get out of the kitchen.
You can, but.
No, you can't. With the, check with the fire marshal.
We've got a fire code.
Yeah, but that's not our purview anyhow.
What, so you're coming back with the, like,
Exhaust and stuff, or where,
Eventually.
yeah, so it's not on this, so I just, okay.
What we're hoping to do though is to hopefully break ground in the spring is to get going on the construction drawings. And obviously he doesn't want to do that until it's comfortable, you guys are satisfied with it. Things like exhaust ducts, signage. those sort of things.
Yeah.
Well, we can only give you a preliminary once we see all these other things, like where the exhaust ducts are and where the signage is. We can, okay, sighting and massing and a preliminary plan, but I don't think we can do a final until we see a final.
I'm sorry, I've never heard that. Signage is something that one
Well,
changes. all
the
the time.
ducts and stuff like that.
Mechanical equipment is something that
It's important.
I understand it's important, but obviously it needs to come back for final. The exhaust equipment come back once it's determined. But at least my experience in Providence, never held up a final approval because of not front elevation.
Do you have a definition of preliminary approval?
Hmm?
Do we have a definition of preliminary?
Not with me, I could go, I'd have to go to the office to get it.
Well, if it's an issue, we should look at it.
Yeah.
But it's agreed signage is not an issue. Because everybody comes in.
Signage is separate, because they come separately for that, it's a different application.
Because at this point, I mean, if just prior to this application coming in, that we decided to bring the restaurant back. While we wanting to reactivate front porch. so that, like,
I'd like to visit that. You have changed the facade on the front of the building,
Yes.
because of the dining room.
Mhm.
Would you walk us through that?
The thing is, we're all over the map. We're
I-
not anywhere with stairs.
We've lost the symmetry. And it seems like there's a lot of doors. Either could we maybe eliminate a couple of them or reduce them in size?
Well, reducing the size you can't because handicap accessibility,
But they're double doors.
I don't like doing those in two doors to be able to utilize passageway, but.
that isn't why the doors are there. I mean, you have three sets of doors.
I mean, we could,
Again,
I could see either eliminating this center one and leaving the two. I mean, part of this, again, being viable is if people are in the restaurant, they want to be looking at.
It appeared to me that the one on the right is a means of, for service,
It's
the single door.
right, and the other one was fixed, just
Right.
to maintain the uniformity of.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, conceivably, that could become one door center, but I personally, I think that's more. odd.
You may be right with the two doors, but eliminating the middle one.
Oh, yeah, if people feel strongly about that.
I just, I think you probably need to take a look at that, and see what it would look like. We do that?
my opinion is it's spot on because when I'm inside, I like to see outside, like air and
The one thing I will say is, one, remember, these aren't like, Mike can set in the sliding glass, these are solid frame, so there's 5-inch frame around all this
Yeah,
glass.
yeah.
And it's set back under the porch, which is in shadow, so you really are going to perceive the uniformity of the porch in the front, and you're going to see windows, you're also gonna have people out there. Really, the time that those doors are most noticeable is in the winter months in the evening. In the summer, pretty much daylight is about the time. The sun sets is about the time it's closed. In the winter, when things are open, you're gonna see like, that's when I think people are noticeable.
Will this be open in the winter?
Previously, I don't know, so. Have closed you around that area. But again, in the winter, nobody's gonna sit outside, so everybody's gonna be inside.
Or
They're not
maybe
gonna
open.
sit next to a blank wall.
I can't remember what the national had.
What do you mean?
They just on the back, refrigerators.
They
Yeah,
have,
double doors up
They do up front too.
but I think it's only one set. Double.
front. Yeah, they have more than one set of double doors.
Well, this has a window, double doors, window, double doors, window, double doors, window, double doors. In there.
There's three. Two double doors and another door.
No, three double, three, here, oh. They've got 3 sets of double doors. And then 3 windows, 4 windows.
Those are uniform grid across.
Yeah.
And the base of the building, again, to make retail viable, they're double doors, so you get more exposure of what's going on in shops.
I mean, let's not pretend this is a symmetrical building to begin with.
Actually, it's a lot more now,
Yeah.
because we moved the entry to the center. Hopefully, eventually, and would come back, though. You guys seemed in favor of last time, it's in restoring. Google.
Has that application been?
No, again, until we have your file. What I'm looking at, as we're talking about all these different points, is that back stair, the only thing I can think of that I can do. And. What would happen is, this would go back to being a window. Basically mirroring this side. I think what I can make it look. Is to run the stair across this side.
You'd be hold on, before, I think this shouldn't just be on one voice, because I absolutely do not agree with arguing.
Me
I think one of the things that was, people didn't have any idea how, a lot of people had no idea how big the harbor side was. Because in front of the building was the old hotel with the mansard porch and flowers. The back of the building was this wall. And I think everybody hated the back of that building, and anybody who looked at it, I really don't think liked the back of that building. And I know when you came in before, you wanted to do horizontal and vertical. I think I was the only person who voted in favor of that, because at least broke up that wall that faced Weldon's Way, that someday is not going to look awful. I mean, Jimmy Ernst did such a fabulous job at this building 30 years ago, and tried to work on top of it, and hope eventually, when the ice cream places there, and those two little places become nice. I really don't like the idea of, I don't have any problem with the stair the way it is, and I also was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and I will admit to absolute bias on this. But I think that I had a conversation with this today. So I was trying to ask before, the stair balustrades are made of what?
These are composite materials, so they're white. They're a captured style rail, so they look just like a traditional wooden railing, but they're made. The one that I typically use is a company called AZAC.
Did you look at the railings of the Harbor Church? Okay, the big church on the, we put apartments on the third floor in the empty hotel space, and had to put a fire. Oh, I'm sorry. And had to put a fire stair on that building, which was, everyone's nightmare, because you look around town at the fire stairs that have been put on over time, and they tend to be awful. And we were extraordinarily fortunate, and we got grant money and such. And I think we've got the best looking fire stair in town. And it actually, the building just had a box on the end of it, and they put this balcony out and put these it's a flight to the second floor and to the third floor. And it doesn't have to be a detriment to a building.
These are, first of all, the stairs are so a clad side, so it's not like the other pressure treated wood. The
Yeah.
risers are also going to be a closed riser. They're gonna look just like a front step on a house. And the railing has to meet the criteria for grab and everything. But the guard portion of it is gonna be the traditional pickets, the traditional cap rail.
Yeah, that's what our stair, I say our, I'm talking about my church. That's what our stairs are. And I think I challenge anybody to find better ones in town.
Just Glenn, for just losing a floor and then that whole back, like Martha said, it was an eyesore.
I didn't quite say that, but I did.
This is amazing. I like it all.
Now, the two windows under the stair, they're not windows, right? They're mechanical. Well, according to the plan, it's a mechanical room, so. Yeah, but I thought it had fans in it.
Again, assistance is not in design. There's gonna be some air handling equipment, which we discussed way back. On that surface there, this is set way back from
Right.
these faces. The mini split condensing units will be on that surface.
Right.
And you can see what we did there is we made the ceiling of that space standard 8-foot ceiling. That's the bike shop. And the floor level of that floor is greater than that, so it allows those units to drop lower, so that people in those rooms looking out are looking at those rooms.
Okay, I had other comments.
The third is all on the back elevation, back shop. Door hood, just because we have door hoods along this whole side, the one in the back made sense. with that door.
Okay, it's not shown on this drawing, the canopy.
Okay, it may have been on deck points, that's my error.
Which drawing?
On A5.
NA5, it's shown here. It may have been on the wrong print there.
And the other thing, Glenn, is also on A5, it says magnify. ASRO composite code compliant railing system, and it points to the shop. Where's the?
That arrow, again, that one should have gone away. It does still go to
Oh,
here.
okay.
Again, we're back, one point there was a stair in this corner.
But there's no railing across the front of the building.
Yeah, there is.
No, on the lower level.
Oh, no. It was a stair right here that went down to that lower terrace.
Okay, and the sidewalk canopy is gonna go the whole length of the building, correct? On Chapel Street?
Shows nice. Doesn't go where the very front where the push brand is. Starts at the light building, runs the whole body.
Okay, on A8, you don't show the stair. The stair that we've just been talking about.
Yeah.
No.
And then the other comment on A10, you talk about the windows with half screens on all units. What's a half screen?
Starts all the way to
Right,
the jacket spots. These are half screens. They sit under the upper sash. And are screened this big instead of that. Because what happens when you have a full screen, top to bottom, it flattens the window, lose the depth perception.
and it seems like, since we can talk about the site, it seems like looking at the site, there's room to put a handicap parking spot in the back.
That's the
No,
block.
it's not a separate lot.
Well, right here.
Actually, no, there isn't sufficient room. It should be required to also have the 5-foot aisle adjacent. But again,
That's a federal law.
again, I'm not gonna argue that with you. I'm gonna say that we're here to discuss historic. This is a greatly expanded connection. This is now almost 15 feet wide. This is all 1 in 20 pitching. There's accessible entrance here, there's accessible entrance here. There's an additional accessible parking space called for there.
Does anybody else have comments? Or questions? I have been told that the town and the attorney for the owner are talking about whether the law, the town zoning law, which isn't our purview, is that if the building isn't reconstructed within a year, it's considered a new building. So the attorneys are talking about, I know. So the attorneys are talking about whether or not parking is required. And you know, that's out of our purview and a personal thing. Well, you know, that's not my problem. My problem is that the handicap parking space is a federal law. And I personally cannot approve anything that violates a federal law.
But that's not our purview. I
Well,
believe
well, the approval of the site, we're approving the site plan.
we're
What?
approving or denying what's presented to us specific to its impact to the historic zone of an historic building. And I think any of the other regulations are separate, and if it is conflicts
Yeah, but
by
I think
another
we're a town.
regulation, then either you come back.
We are a town commission that would be approving something that we know is illegal. So I mean, the rest of you can approve it, but can I have a motion? Is there a motion?
Just to go back, just to clarify, I want you to summarize the changes, because my understanding is we're here to approve or disapprove on modifications to what we have already approved.
No, we approved preliminaries.
But exactly.
This is fine, right? This is fine.
Is this final or preliminary?
My understanding is this is fine.
Okay.
This is my third or fourth.
You gave him preliminary approval
But
based
we
on
never
last
got
time.
details yet.
Right, so those are in here.
Okay.
You've got your canopy, you've got your porch, you've got your different door types. The siding type.
Those trim bracket details I see in A12.
Then there's the section through the mansard, the detail elevation of dormer and the drawing. I think that was all the drill. And then there's the window schedule.
And any issues with a cupola would be, you'd come back for, that we are not,
What we discussed in the previous is, what I would hope for is an endorsement of the cupola, because this is something that will require.
We did that at the last meeting.
I didn't- wasn't popular.
Oh.
Well, what, you
The
said,
cupola, because of its height.
Yeah.
Will require something.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
And for some strange reason, your zoning regulation is very specific about cupolas. Most towns, church spires, cupolas, those sorts of things are all excluded from. The description of your cupola is something that really is based on like a person's garage. It's 4 foot by 4 foot. I don't get every, five-story hotel in Clark Island, they're much larger, but, so we'll go zoning.
With regard to that, we had some discussion about the roof on the cupola, which, I guess you made a decision on, out of that discussion.
So this is the 4 and 12 pitch, which is the minimum that would allow it to.
But we also talked about a roof that had a slope to it, or whatever you would call it, rather than a straight
We talked about the.
pitch,
at a curve.
had a curve to
The
it.
problem with adding a curve is the only way to achieve it and still have it be asphalt shingle is I would have to make the roof pitch steeper. To then flare out, it would start looking which is high.
Now, this looks like Ballard's.
Now, me. One,
I don't know how they.
I do wanna stress, this is an elevation. We will never, ever see this in elevation other than again, the ferry is outside of Braeside. You're always looking up at a roof still. When you're standing on the street, you won't even see that. So, when you think about the section,
Well, wherever you're standing.
But unfortunately, elevations are misleading in terms of exactly how the building would look, you never perceive them that way. You need to be 25, 30 feet in the air.
I don't think that's what happened at the Hygeia.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they,
Hygeia is copper. Hygeia was copper, and
Yeah.
it would be nice to see that swoop, like Mike said, and it's the first thing you see when you're coming into the harbor. Copper roof.
but I was thinking,
And I'll be back for the.
okay,
That's right.
that's all.
Good, because I had a little question on the cupola.
Sure, well, let's talk about that.
It's minor. It's copper cap with a aluminum drip edge. I think you're gonna have a galvanic action problem over time. I mean,
The copper cap is actually just.
it's a tiny little cap, so can you
Right.
do a stainless steel cap?
You could, but the aluminum's down at the drip edge.
I know, but it's gonna get rained on, and then the ions from the from the copper will hit the,
Yeah.
I
she's
have
right.
seen this. I mean, it is
Yeah,
a
you're
galvanic
right.
issue.
Yeah,
And for such a
we'll
tiny
swap
issue,
that-
right, because you're never gonna get to it for maintenance. For something that small, for a little bit extra money, do it stainless steel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would just like to say, when this came back with the floor eliminated, I spent a fair amount of time going through old pictures and thought of where did the second floor go straight to the mansard without a floor in between. And I realized that you probably know this. The New Shoreham House was originally the Ocean Cottage. And the New Shoreham House had a 2-story porch. And it was a 3-story building as it is today. But you've worked on that building, you know, is that door still up there on the deck?
Mhm.
That went out onto a porch that went the length of that building. And that's gone, but the one that does still exist is the one that everybody ignores. And I sat here on this board and someone said, there are no two-tier porches in town on historic buildings. And I thought, the drugstore,
Hmm.
the most iconic building downtown that everybody just forgot existed. The bakery has 3 floors now, but that's in my lifetime, so it's not historic. Don't say anything, Bill.
Do you have any other comments, Elizabeth?
I think they've all been raised.
Mike?
No. I'll put forth the,
I do have one more comment, sorry, question. Sorry. Just the fact that this whole final thing always gets me. I understand you just got the kitchen back, so it hasn't been designed. Mechanical, there will be options of how you design it and where it goes. So
Well, and
Already got your back on this.
All
It'll
right.
be in the motion.
I see a motion coming up. Okay,
I fully intend to bring that back to specifically that the rest of the building is set.
Okay.
We're ideally gonna be moving forward. And yeah, we're gonna come in and we're gonna talk about where the
the
next are.
specifics of that.
Higher dramatically, they previously, like, first 2 times here, they were between Oddfellows Hall and this proposed building on that roof. Sort of the least.
Are you appeased, Ms. Moss?
When I hear your motion, I will be.
All right. All right, that being said, on a personal note, I will say, Glenn, I think you've done a great job on this. When you first arrived, I was ready for the absolute worst. I really was. You know, because why not take a shot at it? But I really think you guys have worked with us and done a really great job on it. So that being said, I will put forth
While I
a motion.
appreciate that, I'm also gonna say, I've been doing something now.
Yeah.
My clients now understand, they will ask for things and I will tell them. You guys don't have to, because I say, no, I'm not going to. Because we waste everybody's time.
And that's why we like you. That being said, I put forth a motion for final approval with a couple of caveats. Just to be noted that Glenn will return with the specifics on the cupola as well as the mechanicals. So this will be the final for VVO Real Estate Holding Corp. Plat 6, Lot 107, fire number 41. For the construction and replacement structure of the Harborside Hotel. This is obviously the historic Harborside Hotel downtown, lost to fire and being rebuilt. Anyone else would like to add findings of fact? And amen, hallelujah. All right.
Second it.
Second.
All in favor?
Well, the finding of facts, was a replacement. of
For the historic Harborside. I mean, we could go on for quite a while, but it's pretty.
I stand by the it's supposed, it's like in keeping with the neighborhood, in keeping with the lot lines and after, and, not detrimental to the neighborhood. Is that, HTC or is that, if it doesn't sound familiar?
No, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know the exact language myself, but shame on me, but.
That,
The
you've used that
four
for other things.
Things, but they all sound the same. So,
You, so noted. Seconded by Mark. Vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I support it.
All against? Glenn, I think you did a wonderful job, but I'm voting against because of the legal issues.
So, they'll be addressed by people. I do have a question, something to come up. The land associated with the block and ferry, that parking lot. Is that, I just don't recall on the maps, is that part of the district as well?
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
It is.
Tell you.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
I just wanted to know. Okay. So if I do let us go, then that means you too.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh, no.
They're not allowed.
Hey, and you get to see me on Harbors.
Right.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
You too. Same to you. Next up is Muddy Paws LLC, Plat 6, Lot 72-2, fire number 149, Old Town Road. From Deborah Frost and Christopher DeCaro for reconfiguration of the first floor and adding a second floor.
Oh, press the little.
Is the green light on? Okay.
Well, my wife and I purchased the property, early this spring. Building in the past, everything, proposed, with the help of Doug, building. So we also hired us. To actually do whatever. One of the, internal layout, the area of the building, footprint, everything, corners, siding, shingles, windows, around some of the
Well, this is the existing.
I was not on the board when this was last approved, so
This
what,
wasn't, this
uh,
wasn't approved.
I thought this was an existing old.
There was an approval for the previous owner. They're the new owners. They bought it in the
Okay.
spring. So
I don't think I was on the board.
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Doug could probably tell us who was on the board then, but
Probably he was.
It was, I'll tell you. And so, group 2010, then we came back in 2015 for a second approval, where we added a deck and stair off the back of the building.
Were you
So
on the board
since
then?
that
Martha?
time,
Yeah.
what changes?
there's new owners.
Right, but in terms of, but so there no, because in 2015, there was a modification. Are there any modifications to this based on?
That's up windows, wood, and on the back of the building, the east side of the building, there is the upper level for it.
You don't happen to have brought the previous approval, did you?
I didn't include it only
Okay.
because I figured you would look at it fresh from,
Okay, no, I'm
With what
just
they
trying to
get.
understand if there's a super easy way, if it's like, Okay.
Same roof line,
so essentially just interior layout is different and as a result, window placement has shifted.
Same mass.
yeah.
It's a cute little cottage. Get rid of the eyesore that's there.
I can't believe I haven't seen it.
What's a different roof? It's oh,
Snooping around.
the second floor, right? Yeah. Oh, and that's what you done in 2015,
Yeah.
but they never built it, right? Okay, gotcha.
They know.
Are there any comments from anybody? Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Good.
I make a motion to approve Muddy Paws LLC, Plat 6, Lot 72-2. Fire number 149 on Old Town Road for Deborah Frost and Christopher DeCaro. It is for the reconstruction of the home that is there. Adding a second floor as well. Facts of finding in historic district. It's definitely gonna look better than. Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody.
I think you said it, I'm not sure I heard it though, just to match the drawings
Yes.
presented.
Right.
Good night.
Eureka Hotel, Eureka. Oh my. Lot 7, lot 37, fire number 45, High Street. Application by Seth Draper for deck construction and entryway. Want to tell us what?
As a Coupa, we will get that, I know every time I come to AT&T, it's about the Coupa. Right now, we're focusing on, the space that we have to do. And so we can get to them. Someday,
I don't think were you even born when that was built?
The Coupa?
Yeah.
I was born in '83, and I believe
Agenda.
it may have been rebuilt late '80s.
Yeah. Your dad told me about how he built it.
Yeah. Someday I hope to go up there. As far as this application, we are requesting approval for the reconstruction of the entryway staircase and the first floor porch. to roof that covers the porch will stay. We don't plan to take that down or renovate that, so that structure is still the same. As well as the second kind of smaller deck that is used for their aesthetic.
On the second floor.
The second,
Well, thank you for providing this.
yeah. Actually, have another old photo, but most of the old photographs or postcards kind of from the street. Just from the building. And one of the only real change to the actual structure of the building will be actually enclosing the space that's below the coverage roof as an entry. And one of the documents, A101, it kind of gives you a little bit of a floor plan, which shows kind of the increased square footage of the entry, so the front door will move out. that door.
So basically, the porches are become inaccessible.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about. How do you access the porch?
So that's a good question. That was actually an oversight, didn't get included. So those windows, you can see the bedrooms. Those windows will be coming back before you decide to ask her to show you the sign of the door, several windows. So those would be private, porch would become private use for those rooms.
So there would be 3 rooms that have private access to.
On each side.
on each-
For, unfortunately, the architect, his purpose was to show the layout of that entry room, but he attached to a previous layout that showed the kitchen.
So what is
So-
saying kitchen is a bedroom?
Is a bedroom. That was last year's renovation. Interior space.
So-
So they're not apartments, they're rooms.
They are all. The
So
purpose.
3 bedrooms on the right side and 2 on the other?
Be 2 and 2.
Okay.
And another,
The 2 and 2, where,
So
What
where
happens-
would the doors be?
the doors would be the same location, again, I'll come back for location and look. But really our objective is to rebuild the deck, whether we can use a deck or not. We're still maintaining what's there.
What do you mean, whether you can use it or not?
Well, the look, the aesthetics of the porch is not changing.
Okay,
So, to your point that there's, the windows, the doors. If the ultimate decision was that we put doors there, then that would just be a empty deck.
And it would stay the
That would-
windows that are historically, the windows that are historically active.
Those- Either way, the deck, again, we're kind of very discussing the aesthetics for next year, but from a functioning standpoint, even if we did leave that deck accessible, we wouldn't allow people to go to the very standpoint. So,
All right, before we get too far down what if road, so essentially what you're here for is just the deck and rehabbing this front deck, but what you need our approval for is you're actually gonna close that deck off. and
the,
put
en-
an airlock.
the entry addition, right,
Entry.
yeah.
So that's really what we're here to talk about.
and the stairs.
That is a porch, what's called on the drawings,
Porch.
and the upper level could be the deck, and this won't be confused.
We're basically closing in a section of the court,
All right, so the-
within the same footprint of the overhang. So we're not changing the square footage, the length, or sizing, or mass of the actual porch that's there now existing. We're only closing in front entryway, which is.
Well, you're
Which
doing,
unfortunately, I think negatively will detract from the whole, facade experience. I mean, even just looking at the first historic photo that you submitted, which is at an angle, it's all open and you can see through. But your proposal is gonna have two solid walls, just blocking the porch experience.
So from a functioning standpoint, the purpose of this is to add an entry room. The floor plan shows that the staircase is a straight staircase. It's actually, in reality, it's actually a half spiral. So the treads of the stairs are 4 inches and they go out to 10 inches. So by expanding this area, we hope to be able to rebuild the stairs to code or close to code. Again, that's a separate kind of discussion depending on. But that's part of the reason that we're looking to explore this, but also giving more space and entry to the traffic. Area, where we're coming down the staircase.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding this at all. Why, this is the best
That's me.
piece of information. Why are you adding in?
But it's so
That-
symmetrical.
Basically, make it more comfortable for the
Yeah.
guests, they come in and out, having the lobby space.
So,
Also,
and I see pride.
to like
I would want to have.
allow for a front desk or a night washroom. Or a person who might open area where it's very tight otherwise, in the current area. And also just to give a better entrance to go through the staircase versus coming up and having 20 by 10 area that's under closed or covered porch. It's basically utilized space better, essentially. And we kept it, as far as aesthetics, kept it in symmetry with the above.
That's what I'm saying.
We brought the staircase back to its historic direction, look. The other modification to the deck aesthetics is that below the railing to where it needs to grade, would have shiplap seal off all.
Why doesn't lattice accomplish that?
I personally don't like the look of lattice, the fact that it always is. It doesn't hold up as well as the weather, you always have to see through it, you grow in there, you can see it, which. I don't, I personally.
Looks dirty after a year.
Pleasing and finished. From a construction standpoint.
Normally, I would say that having those little entryway would look terrible, but because of the deck up top, it's symmetrical. I think it works, and I know what you're trying to do for the inside. I'm okay.
I do appreciate the effort, but I'm not okay. Just looking at G101.
Right.
You also,
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, the shiplap, I have no
So
no
right
problem
now,
with.
yeah, right now.
Um,
I'm sorry, underneath the railing.
underneath the railing, what's the roof of the
the,
porch?
the
That is slabs,
On the upper,
upper deck.
around that small upper deck.
Yeah, rendering it looks kind of.
But it'll
Rendering is flat.
be fine, because you don't have anything going into it.
Yeah, we weren't gonna actually do any construction to that deck and that porch. Unless we came back to you before. With it moved on.
But you know, you're going to need a center rail because you can only have 4 feet between rails.
If that's code, then that's good.
How wide is that stair? Well, you'll need 2 rails. You might want to rethink that, a little bit. Because if you had one down the center, that's why the National has the extra rails. Yeah.
So if that was the code and that was. Aesthetics of it having 2-inch center. If I. were
No,
to
you'd
use
have,
the
you'd have 3 rail, you'd have one on each end and then 2 more.
I think it was more than a designer or architect was. If you were to bring the railing in or staircase narrower, it would then be a better post. If he was trying to find out the step.
Yeah, I see why he made it that wide, but I'm just telling you.
Thank
You-
you, yeah, thank you for it. And so, I mean, if that's code, then there's, I think from aesthetics, present most symmetrically balanced.
I know, but we have to consider that it's going to be 4 rails coming down that stair. 1 on each end and two in the middle.
And it just seems so illogical to me that you wouldn't come back later to ask for these windows to become doors.
Yeah.
Which again would more negatively detract.
So,
You don't
I
really,
mean, I think the window, especially with the door design, you can see the front entryway, it resembles the same view, the same size of the window. With, from aesthetics.
all right. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
All right, so we've got our little, whatever on the second floor coming over that porch. Do you know how far that comes out from that wall? To the front of that, on the porch roof?
The overhang,
Does it come from the wall all the way to the end of the porch? In here, it looks like it's probably, it's
Setback.
got like a couple feet.
Yeah.
well, there's the landing.
And there's the
The
overhang.
landing is just landing there now. The outside of front doors, where the entry front doors, the proposed entry doors. Is the current edge of
The edge of the porch. So let's maybe do some horse trading here. Because I kind of agree with you, Elizabeth. I don't like closing that whole porch off. I really think that's going a step too far historically. It really detracts from that porch. Now, that being said, how far do you have to come in for that stairway? Do you need 2 feet? Do you need 3 feet? Can you just bump that entryway in a couple feet and still leave that porch open along the front and get enough for your stairway? You have to come all the way to the front and cut that off? I mean, I know you want doors down the road, but I'm just trying to get you what you want now.
Well,
Cause I think everybody has a problem with completely cutting off the porch. And
It's-
speak up if I'm wrong.
this is coming out 7 foot 3 inches. So, I mean, if it came out half that,
Do you understand what I'm saying, Seth?
yeah,
Instead of blocking the whole porch.
The porch is gonna be blocked.
Yeah, so that there's still flow through the whole front of the porch. And it still keeps that historic look.
Right.
Because when you cut, I think where you're losing some people is because when you cut off that porch, now it's starting to look like a condo. And it's looking really unity versus that old historic, long open meeting porch.
Doesn't look 19th century at all.
So you got 2 rooms on each side, right? Are they gonna be separated? Like,
They would be separated, so.
so with just balances and stuff like that.
Probably have some sort of starting at the building, so that's solid wall, would be probably enough to give a visual block from one window to the other, or on a porch. Obviously, you could always beam over the railing of your neighboring window, but it would be enough that if you were standing or sitting in a chair and looking over, you would see directly into the.
Be like the 1661 in the rear.
Correct.
so we did them.
We approved this in the Manassas, but it was the second level the doors that go out onto that porch on the front of the building used to be windows. Doug's gone. He was on the board when we did that.
That's. something-
That's a second
that's-
level and there
That's
was a
further
lot of,
down the road.
but there was a lot of concern because you're coming down Spring Street. But again, it was on the second level. It wasn't on the first level. And I don't even remember if they've got dividers between them or not. It doesn't hit you when you come down Spring Street.
I got Jennifer in, stand by for me. Yeah, you may want to look at the Manistee second floor, because it made the doors look like windows. And it
Yeah.
came out real nice. I mean, when you come again, in front of us again. And if I was here, I would approve what he's asking. I gotta go. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. I just think introducing a permanent, non-reversible, solid block on this open historic porch is, I mean, for me, that's a deal breaker. I mean, there have to be some kind of non-permanent treatments if you're worried about, the tenants for privacy.
This has to do with entrance and
But I mean, there were twofold issues. I mean, so that issue, I think, is a non-issue. I think there's ways around the privacy.
the privacy issue gets solved with shutters inside the rooms.
Right, I mean, that's a non-issue, I think. And from the plan, I don't see the demonstrated need to do this. I mean, I'm not sold, unfortunately. I think the negative impact to this historic fabric is too extreme.
Yeah, I think it was hard to really explain to you guys the importance without people telling you that we need that area for our foot traffic and people coming through in the area. That's checking in just more space and making it therapy is something that we probably solve by having that space or at least help. I would just like to bring forward attention that, we're putting a tremendous amount of effort and potential into this building, bring it back to life.
You've done a beautiful job.
We're trying.
Yeah, no.
I think there's hope for it has to understand that things do evolve, even though it's a historic building, some things in modern day time do have to change to accommodate other comforts and function. This is exactly leaving the porch, leaving everything the same, just putting in that space. From the side angle view.
I think it might be helpful if we table this to our next meeting and you come back with a drawing showing actually where these doors would be and what they look like. No, not necessarily, because there's two bedrooms that will have and there's a bathroom, and they're not gonna have a door out of the bathroom. Those
Say
are the
there's
two-
only 2 bedrooms on the right-hand side that look like there was.
Well,
Two and two, right, in the
Right.
bathroom with bathroom.
What
Yeah.
about the kitchen there? You said that was gonna be a bedroom.
That
Yeah.
is actually.
Okay, we got bedroom 7 and 8.
eight.
That makes 3, right?
I guess, yeah, I have no problem submitting new changes or showing, highlighting how that staircase would work.
And how the divider walls would be.
Sure.
Isn't that 3 bed, that's what we were talking about, the numbers of bedroom. Is it 2 or 3?
The bedrooms that have access to four would be 4.
No, on the right-hand side of the
2.
entranceway, is it 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms?
There's 3 bedrooms, but 2 have access. to the porch. Because we didn't on the.
Right.
ceiling elevation,
Yeah,
some of
so
the
it's 3
elevation,
bedrooms.
We wouldn't want. all the Street side.
But you probably wouldn't have, the bathroom window wouldn't become a door.
No.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
So we need to see what that's gonna look like, Seth,
Whatever
What?
But I'm happy to provide you that with the next meeting. The only thing I would ask the board is, in some way, if you're able to give approval to the deck itself, leaving the entry enclosure, so approving whether it's staircase and everything. I'd like to get the building permit. So that, and then in order to get the building permit, have your approval so I can at least do the demolition. Even at worst case scenario, we never close in anything, at least I could rebuild the deck that's there. Prolonging it a month, when I have 3 months to do the project.
Right, like, so
Before we
regardless what,
go to approval, I'd like to address the issue of shiplap. We're talking about it. The purpose of being in the historic district is to consider whether the building is looking historic. It is of a period. And I don't think enclosing underneath
Shiplap,
instead of the lattice work is the classic look on the building of that sort.
shiplap, what I would use.
To enclose under a building, I don't think. Maybe shiplap was used on the side for siding on the building. Yeah. But not to enclose underneath the floor. Makes it look very heavy. In my opinion.
Any other thoughts, Bill?
question, and Martha probably knows the answer to this, but on that initial historic photo in the package.
The deck.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the deck was larger than it is now.
Yeah. A lot of them were the
Okay.
spring houses today, the.
Because would that help you if you made a
It would.
larger deck? Like, and brought it back to this historic footprint of a deck?
I don't know where I get that kind of information, but sure, I was trying.
Oh, look at the picture.
As a basis of departure, I mean, it's the photo you submitted.
You'd be okay, you could get okay with that entry if you had all that deck out?
No, but I'm just saying, would that help? I mean,
Yeah.
it just, I'm
Sure,
looking to the building to give us guidance.
Right.
The high chair has that.
You know, and if there is an historic photo that actually shows a
On the
larger
back,
deck.
yes, I do.
It looks like the
Yeah.
deck was at least 2 feet deeper.
They are. Setbacks. But again, we were trying to just keep with what's there.
Yeah. Yeah, but the stair is, it's not, it wouldn't change the stair, you know, the stair wouldn't, that would be close to the property line if,
I'm just saying, I have a huge problem with this and I can't approve it as is, so I just raised this as this
So-
something that maybe you could look at and it helps. Maybe the answer is no, I don't know.
I think the only other construction cost point
Yeah.
would stand where I'm not even another beam or footings. That might make us lean one way or the other, but if the board was comfortable with, or at least advising me to leave, to your point, 3 feet, 4 feet, that would give you that open porch. Like if we were to bring the porch out to the edge of that landing, to the top trail of the stairs. Instead of
Yeah.
taking the closed part back, the deck to your point would be out and it would gain free flow.
It may,
That's what I'm saying.
and it still may give that historic feeling.
Well,
Because right now, I
if you look
think
at,
you-
if you look at
you'll lose
the
the
picture on the
historic-
left, the
Right.
picture on the left, it's got that coming out.
yeah.
Agreed, that's why I
There's
referred to
actually
that.
Seth.
Do you
He's
have
done
to
work at
replace
Hachia.
the joists on the deck?
We'll be replacing all.
So.
There's an
that's-
opportunity.
That's a no-brainer, because I mean, you've got the posts there. And I don't know what you have, if you have 2x10s or 2x8s between these posts, then you can just cantilever the new joists out 2 feet. And you get a,
Yeah, absolutely. That
Okay.
would work. That'd be easy.
And that may ultimately give you even more room. You know, because you still have an open
You have to bring the rails, redo the rails.
Right.
If, just.
No, no.
If we were to design that, and put it before the wall.
Yeah.
Would you have an issue with a kind of cantilever? That would need an
No,
elevation?
that's what it was. I mean, that's close to, well, it wasn't cantilevered, but it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you're gonna put a closure board in the front. You never,
Right in front and then the lattice.
well, that
But I
would be
can't say
back.
for me
It would-
whether it would be a problem or not, but I think it's something to, I don't want to commit.
No, I mean, just so we, I had actually. Close it.
You'd have a better
Okay,
chance.
what you need to do is look at, cause this came up, and I think it was when the hydrant came in, to add on to the back porch. Out, and going out from the covered porch, going out several feet. And again, it was one of these like, oh, there's nothing like that here, and there's like, oh, wait a minute, spring house is like this. Again, the most photographed porch, going down that, and you don't even think about it until you have to look at it, or you have to look for it. The historical doesn't have a, railing, so it isn't quite as obvious, but the historical side porch does not, we don't want to look at the historical right now. Junk on the porch. Look,
We'll get that straightened out. So it's not without precedent. And obviously your own building had it. So those are
I would
all
su-
things to look
suggest
at.
that we table this till our next meeting,
It's not until January.
which
isn't
is in January, but that gives you time to think about cantilevering those joists.
I can schedule
And-
one
and-
for
and-
December if you decide you want one.
What?
I can schedule a meeting for December if you decide you want one.
Okay, well.
That's up to you. That's up to you guys. You
we'll
decide,
Figure it out. Okay.
we can do
but-
that.
Is there any way we
But,
can?
and
get
then you
that?
can maybe instead of 7.5 for that protrusion, make it 5 feet so that you've got, doesn't block the whole thing.
Arlene,
What?
is it possible to get him some sort of siding and massing so he can keep going on the permits?
Oh, right, 'cause
Because
you
I
need to do
am, I
decking.
am very sympathetic
Yeah.
to having a
Yeah.
very short amount of time to
Right.
get things done. And these guys have been, to date, acting in good faith. So
Yeah,
Just
but there's
that-
no siding and
we-
massing. It's the same site.
But just out of curiosity, how does that affect your permit if you're starting on a deck and then you come back to us and the deck gets increased in size?
Yeah.
That doesn't really, you just get an easy amendment with the building department?
Yeah, because I think it's just about engineering.
Okay.
confirming that
Yeah.
it's-
Do you want a meeting in December? Do you need?
I can't commit to it. I don't,
Maybe,
I don't know.
is there any way
Is it-
to, again, everything but excluding the entry? Like, just almost like we'll deal with the entry another time.
Everything is the windows and the door, right?
Well, no.
That's
Oh.
open later.
it's only
So
so it
what's,
would be approving replacement of a deck.
And I guess the big one is the deck and the staircase. That it comes straight off. The front door.
But if the deck gets modified wider, bigger, then that would affect your staircase later.
The staircase
No?
would actually, I think the way I'm understanding is the staircase would stay the same, the deck would just come out to the way that landing.
correct.
And possibly shrinking depending on the architect's, rise and run where that interior staircase, but then whatever we need to code for 3 or 4 feet or something.
Oh, right, okay.
Turn, but the landing on would be the outside of the deck, which would allow you that probably 4 feet or so viewing long with the deck.
you need, I think it's 4 or 5 feet, to open a door. So a flat surface.
I'm sure.
So
His
the-
architects will work that out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we're just basically be bringing the railing, the aesthetics of the railing and the staircase deck for it.
And not the entry.
basically we get hung up. Since we're next door, to get any permit, we need to get. past
They have-
FCC.
They have to go through us before they get their rounds.
So if any way you could pay in favor
So
of
how about,
taking it, or do we want to build?
how about we give him a preliminary approval for reconstruction? Because that'll let you start demoing, that'll let you start, you're gonna have rotten joists, all that other fun stuff. And then, can we give him a meeting in December? I mean, I'll commit to making myself available. I'm pretty much here most of the month anyways. But I'm not gonna speak for everybody else.
Are you
Yeah, and it
here?
would, but it would also have to be conditional that we get.
Oh, no.
revised.
I'm just letting him get his paperwork,
Are you
because
here
if we
in
give him a
December?
preliminary something,
here
then
in
he can get
December?
his paperwork going.
Yeah, because.
You can come back to us with a new set of prints on this little hybrid entry.
And I'll have to.
Yeah,
Yeah, and but we'll still get you going on the process. Because I am sympathetic to having a short season, and you guys have been pretty good.
so
about
we can
coming to us with
approve the
everything.
reconstruction of the cover, it's called the covered porch.
Right,
Uh,
and we'll just, we'll
And
give
the
a
stair.
preliminary in-kind reconstruction of the historic porch
and the stair.
and stair. Does that
Would you
work
be
for
doing it in
everybody?
kind, or would you be doing a composite material?
Right now.
Oh, no, it'd be in composite, AZAC decking, obviously.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
like,
all right,
careful how
fine,
we
fine,
phrase it.
sorry. That's why you're at that end of the table. Thank you.
The railing ring, but right now it's actually. built in. But we're protecting.
So I think we need the motion man to get it going.
So are you leaving the rail, under the current plan, are you leaving the rails, not changing the rails, or you are?
The rails, they remain the inch and a half,
Are you gonna replace them?
they would be replaced.
Okay,
So I believe the spacing of the.
so there's no lost costs there.
No, everything's new except for the actual roof of the porch. Because the posts don't carry the load all the way to the footings and.
Okay.
Current joists are up to code, the post. The span of the posts. is not good as far as
In the future proposal, I would request you to look at the lattice issue.
I could propose, show a rendering. of both.
You also might want to look around, because this has come up again with, like people will say, there's no, building that has a cement foundation in town. And the first thing I say is the Star Department store, it's painted. The Harbor Church, it's painted. I think people sometimes just don't see things, so look, maybe, I can't think of one like this. Maybe there, who knows? Look around.
Similar to the big national. Store, so that's a major change.
Well, they have.
Well, you could put some stores under.
They had earth up to the neck.
I'll be different on it, I think it's just. This is just all-
Look at the spring house. I mean, it has its lattice, right?
And it's always been problematic.
And the spring house was very far from it, it has shrubs in front of it, it's in, shrubs, the landscape that we plan to do, it always, it's just a clean, more scenic look, shift left, but I'll present it.
Well, to that point, add some shrubbery in front of it if they're planning to put shrubs, because if there's something that, because visually I agree with Mike, it looks a little heavy, but shrubbery may soften it. So,
Right, I think one of the actually should be that, I think you guys on camera.
I have faith in you, Seth. You can't
Yeah.
help yourself. There'll be something in front.
All
of
right,
you.
so now you want to make a motion to approve
All right,
the porch?
okay, I
without-
will make a motion to approve, preliminarily approve the reconstruction of the porch.
Yep.
Not inclined,
Okay, cool.
not inclined.
Take another.
Like design. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make the motion for reconstructing so you can get going on your permit. But as far as the entryway, staircase and the lattice, we can come back and fight about that next meeting, but this will at least get your building permit going. And you guys can start tearing stuff up over there. Fair enough?
All in favor?
The deck.
Second
I,
day.
I second that. That's something I can second, just in case I stop here.
Okay. Second, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank you.
There you go, boys.
Email me dates that you're around. Email me dates you're around, so if we check in December.
That's all the cases.
Yeah.
The hell of a roof district. There's a whole joint of them. Wider deck, that's what we're doing. Find the system.
Just do it like a sitcom. He puts his
Yeah.
Bluetooth in his
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah.
You call from Germany.
Yes.
He puts the Bluetooth in his ear and you just talk. I keep this bottle.
What?
What?
I'll send it.
Okay, just Jay listens.
Okay, the
Make it around.
Settle down, settle down.
Sparrow, Aaron and Matthew, Plat 5, Lot 121, Fire 575 Beach Avenue. Application to remove existing window.
How you doing?
Hello.
And just identify yourself for the,
State your name.
My name is Joshua Beggar. I'm a general contractor. And I'm in charge of this job. And it's only because this window is very large for the second floor.
it's very what?
The window, this is not the original design, the house, okay? The window has about 1 foot up the floor. This is the second floor. Okay, and this hallway, okay, is very long. Here's the house, the window. It's there, and the right side, the window, have one bathroom. The bathroom is short, less than the 4 feet by 2 feet and a half. The plan is close this window and open the bathroom a little bit more to have more space inside the bathroom.
I think I planned on like before.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Well,
you
here.
put this one
Here.
here.
Here it
So
is.
essentially,
I'm saying,
Yeah, I see.
replace this window.
we're just shingling over this window, Mark.
Huh?
Which I think is a deal breaker.
He's gonna take the whole thing. out.
Yeah, she's all.
Well, just because I want to make that bathroom.
Yeah.
What he wants to do is get rid of this window, but this window's, here's the plan.
Oh, this is in the.
That's the
And then the new
shower. that-
shower.
Oh, yeah, but this is the window.
This is. This window?
Yeah,
Yeah, they just want to go shingle
no,
over it.
that's right. No, no. The big window.
Oh,
Yeah. And it's an important window.
So you wanted to get rid of that altogether? You wanted to get rid of that altogether?
Supposed outside coming like this. We'll put this window on. Yeah, this one.
And what is,
Is that?
Maybe this window. Okay.
It could support this.
Huh?
I said,
Shingle.
it could support this.
Yeah.
Because historically,
That's
this was
it.
a smaller window.
Oh, my,
I don't think that's a good idea for this building.
I think it's a terrible idea for this building. And I don't
know
and I
what?
don't
It's
disagree
not-
that, and I don't disagree that the window there is not the original size and it's too big. I mean, what I could support is replacing that with a half of the size window.
And tempered for the bathroom.
Yeah, a tempered glass bottom.
Or even
Maybe you just put
just
shutters.
a small, historically, it would have been a smaller window at
Yeah.
that.
It'll have to come down. though.
Right, it'd have to be adjusted.
But look, this is not the original design of the house.
What is,
This part of the house now is an addition, because the house in the past, it was 2 dorms over here. And they put this piece over here. Maybe 20 years ago.
Oh,
Why
that's,
the material, maybe.
no,
no,
no.
definitely not, definitely not. This is not an original window. The window is a replacement, but there was historically a window there.
I can find it.
Yeah, because this, it just makes no sense at all.
It's part of the house. This part over here, it's not the original. This was the original one.
And it
In
won't,
the past,
you want to
was
put a
the-
shower in here, right?
Yeah,
It won't work. It's not, it's not big enough.
yeah, but now the bedroom has less than the 3 feet
The bathroom ends
by
here,
2.5.
right, right, well, but it's just a toilet, right?
Huh?
It's just a toilet,
The toilet,
and
the
it's-
sink,
and that's it.
and if you have to wash your hands, you have to sit in the toilet and wash the hands. And the door is about 5 feet and a half. You have the door like this size.
Well, you can put a wall here and make it a bigger bathroom, but leave the window.
Right.
Cut the window in half with a tempered window. I gotta go with Elizabeth on this one.
My question, can you close inside and keep the window for the design of the house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you can,
Not successfully. I'm not sure. I'd like
Yes.
to see that demonstrated, though.
the wagon seals got rid of theirs.
So what's it gonna be, a white shadow box? I mean, what's it
Yeah,
gonna look like?
That's what, it would take me forever to find it, that picture of the house. that-
You're not putting a shower up there, are you, George? You're just making it bigger so you can
He
move,
wants to
right?
put, no, he wants to put a shower in, it's only
You can
22.
shower and open that wall, you have space for putting the shower.
No, he
And
won't.
have more space for running near the toilets.
I mean, if you can fit it in, go for it, but I gotta go with Elizabeth. You guys gotta put at least a half window, and if you put a half window, you can temper it and you can still put a shower there. As long as it's tempered glass, it can be above the shower.
Okay.
But I'm just like, that's the compromise but that window's gotta stay.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, you and I think it's half window, and it's temper it. Do you know what I mean? Here, look. You can get it from Anderson to a half window tempered, which then on your inside, if this is tempered, you can still put a shower right here without looking in there.
Yeah.
Because it's tempered glass. That's within code.
He said right now you can't, yeah. It's like a child size.
But he can still.
What, and you're trying to go in this corner?
Right.
Window, he won't fit a shower in there.
But if you're gonna change the window, put a little window.
Yeah.
Put a tub here,
But that doesn't.
put a tub right
that
there,
doesn't-
and move it around a little bit. Hey, I'm making you money. What are you complaining about? I'm moving it all around for you.
But it gives
Oh,
them
I know, I-
flexibility, you know, if they want to expand inside.
Yeah.
That I could, this. I
Bill,
could-
we have to get this done.
All right.
Put a bed-
What do you,
Right,
what do
I know.
you, all right, where's everybody at with this?
We're saying that he can remove the window and put in a half window as,
As option A.
Right, it's on
Right.
both sides of the room.
It's too high.
but it has to be tempered glass and it has to be, look at her, what she did.
That's too high.
Right.
That's gonna look weird.
It's that's one of the few houses that you can see from all sides.
Yeah.
And that's.
You're having the same conversation when they put the shower in, it just.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's no room for a shower.
No, no, no.
No,
no.
there's
When you
the
guys
shower.
get out for a shower, you had the
Oh,
same
yeah.
conversation. and
About
you
it
can
being
see
viewed from all sides.
I think you need to keep the window and just put the wall up to make it a bigger bathroom. But
Take the closet and put the shower there where the closet is.
no, if you look,
The house don't have-
this is no.
All
there's no
right,
headroom.
there's no,
Huh?
there's,
Because of the slope.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
22 inches
What's
isn't
the
enough
height?
room to put a shower in. It would only be a shower for very skinny people.
This is the bulk.
No.
40
Yeah.
and a half.
From
The
the floor.
outside, I can't go less than a half.
What?
Is it possible you use this space over
Yeah.
here
Huh?
for use for bath for
I
shower?
mean, this was, you know,
Okay,
a good kind of.
this space over here is, you can use for nothing.
Unfortunately, every picture I've got of this house is from the front. That's got a lot. What?
that window.
It's
If it were
in that,
one of these.
picture. This house. It's inspired in this.
Similar to that one.
Yeah, you can, we can use exactly the same what we have in the front of the house. You have a little windows, that's painted glass, we can do exactly the same.
Oh, in fact, you're finding those now?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
that too.
What are you looking?
Totally good with that.
Little guy.
Yeah, we could do that.
I could live with that.
Design the house maybe.
You can copy this window.
Because that's, that's this on the building.
Yeah. But there has to be a window there. And I think you're gonna have to come back to us with what window you want to put there
And the exact placement.
and the where it's gonna be. Okay?
Okay. George needs to come back with the
With-
exact
Yeah,
window, okay,
exact window and where it's gonna be.
okay.
Right,
Exact smaller.
we have to use exactly the same. Okay, you show this one here. Exactly the same position over here,
Was an example.
okay,
Offhand on this picture, I can't say for sure
Okay.
if this will look good here. But that's something to,
You talk about the diamond,
yeah.
Yeah.
the diamond is sort of,
Well, it's already on the
yeah,
building.
but it's on top of two. windows.
Right, and that's what I was saying to
Yes.
George. I'm not sure that would work, but that's something to look at.
But a variation on that one.
Yeah. But we cannot say that's what you should do because,
Isn't this the same as this?
yeah, but different placement may look goofy. So,
But-
but something to look at.
For other people, look around. Look around and you'd be amazed at the detail. In houses.
So,
Okay, so you're gonna come back to us with, either that one or show us a square one and let
Okay.
the committee.
The
make
idea
it-
is smaller.
yeah. I think the small one over here is better than the square,
Yeah.
because
It may be too small though, so get pictures of the window, and from the manufacturer of with the size.
Okay.
All right, we have to make a recommendation to the planning board regarding adding property to the historic district. Uh, I thought we made a recommendation to add,
Before I put it officially, I wanted to confirm it because I just wanted to make sure we had everything. So I asked Allison for the plat map so we can see it without the color codes to make sure that it's all still good and that's what you wanted.
I think what we wanted to add was
It was just to triple check.
the property that's at the end, where,
So the list I have from what we had at the last meeting was both sides of Connecticut Ave to Old Mill Road.
Yeah.
Ocean Avenue where it meets West Side Road and Ocean Avenue to Beach Avenue. The Mont property, the Barrington,
yeah, which would be both sides of.
right. The DBA's property and guest office and property. I just put them
Yes.
because that's what's included.
Yeah, that's what we decided. And Mike has another thought that,
Talked with Arlene, Martin, and I mentioned this last time, and so we just moved on past it. I really think that Indian Head belongs to the historic.
Okay.
I mean, those houses are iconic, but, I mean, there isn't anything more historic on Block Island, other than some of the buildings in the downtown area, for sure.
Okay.
But I think they're equally as important.
yeah, I agree.
I will write that in to what we send to the planning board.
I don't think there should be a lot, that's partly in, partly out.
What's that?
I don't think there should be any lots that are partly in, and partly out.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Other than the ones that already are.
These three, well, there's a section within a section.
Yeah, I know that.
That-
And then what are these other two?
One is built and one's, McDougal's now.
Oh, Bill Penn is right there, Beacon.
Yeah, yeah.
And
He wa-
Sam David. But the other one is, was, the original residential C, with 200 feet back from, Ocean Avenue, where HDC was put in, we didn't have plat maps, so HDC just mirrored what was, already in residential C, and then they put it over with, that little lot got left out because it wasn't, it was 100 feet back, and it was enclosed by the power company. I just wondered,
Okay, I think,
Curious.
yeah. Yeah. Hi. Right.
Bill Penn property on the hill.
Well, that was a provision that we can add.
What are we looking for?
Okay, so I think we're set on this, right?
Okay, so the ones that I listed, and then you want me to add Indian Head properties
Yeah.
on there?
But what about property that is or is not in, property that's, I can't tell on this. And this really confuses it, the buffer really screwed things up, where, the line is, the line shouldn't go across a piece of property. That the boundary of the historic district shouldn't go across a piece of property.
Wasn't that the Connecticut Ave piece?
Mhm.
No, that was a whole different, that was didn't include. That was,
I don't see, I'm looking at it quickly.
I'm pretty sure that part of it shouldn't be, but if you're adding things, make sure that they all, okay, lock it down.
Yeah,
Right.
well, why don't we say if a part of a property is in the historic district, the whole parcel should be. How's that?
That works.
Do we,
How does it work when a buffer, like what,
I don't know.
buffer crosses property?
I have no idea what the point of the buffer is.
Me neither, okay,
I don't know. Yeah.
all right.
We have, there's a 200-foot buffer for notices of buildings, why is there 200-foot buffer?
For notices of violations and stuff, there's a
Yeah, but
200.
why is it 100%?
Because I asked Allison for the 200-foot buffer so we could see if there was anything in that area. It was just to make sure we included everything and didn't miss something. I was trying to do my due diligence so we didn't have to keep doing this.
I just think that they should revisit. Is everything that's in its use in HDC, like that's, and thankfully, Frank did a good job on that building. That's not in historic district.
But it will be.
Potentially.
That's what we're proposing.
No, that's why we want both sides.
I know, but it still has to go through other boards. We don't get to make the final say. That's all I'm saying. I understand that's what we're proposing, but we don't get the final say. Yeah. Okay, that is good as is. I need a motion to give that recommendation to the planning board.
Can you,
Both.
okay, so I'll second.
I can, okay.
All in favor? Okay. The next is our calendar.
Hold on. Bye, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't write that fast. Hold on. I have the pile. Are we at the calendar part?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna table
that's fine.
the instructional guide because we just don't have time to do that.
That's fine. Hold on. I have calendars and Arlene, I did move whichever Monday falls on the holiday
Oh, okay.
for one of the Jewish holidays. I looked when I was making it, so
Oh,
just double check.
Thank you.
Yes. You feel free to double check me, but I did
There you go.
adjust it.
Counselors. Okay.
Oh, I see. You moved it to Tuesday,
No,
September 29th.
I thought that was Monday.
Tuesday, September 29th.
Crap, it wasn't supposed to be Tuesday. It was supposed to be Monday.
Oh, because Monday is the 29th. September 29th is a Monday.
Right? Oh, did I just write the wrong day of the week?
Yeah, you
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, we're,
Okay, so we,
Some good ones at Harvard.
Oh,
I heard,
Yeah.
it blinks with my
Yeah.
schedule.
We throw the F-bomb around in Harvard pretty loosely.
well, it's being recorded here. Okay, is this calendar acceptable to everybody? Can I have a motion to accept it? Second? All in favor? Aye. And, oh,
hold
now
on.
we have election of officers.
Okay, so someone pointed out to me today that you don't normally do this till January. We
You
can do
don't?
that or we can do it tonight. It's up to you.
Okay, we'll do it in January.
And then minutes I have here. I printed copies in case you didn't read them. It's 3 pages.
I'm not gonna remember them.
That's okay. I didn't either. And I had to write them.
Family cook who came with the windows on Chapel Street, did they ever come back?
Yes, that was a lot of back and forth over the
Yeah.
windows. But yes, they did finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
They claim that the windows, I talked to the manufacturer and they said that it meets our criteria.
For the first time.
There was a lot of issues with that one. They wouldn't talk to us originally and then, well, no, the manufacturer wouldn't talk to us. Like I called, we asked for new pictures. They didn't want to give them to us, like, cause we weren't the person applying. It was strange.
Well, there was the manufacturer and there was the distributor. There was.
Yeah, it was weird. We finally got what we needed. It just took like a month.
Motion to approve the minutes from the September 23rd, 2024 HDC monthly meeting.
Second.
Cool.
Anybody else?
Anybody has any questions about the minutes?
Motion.
I-
I'm seeing if he wants to. He said he's got nothing to say. Yeah, Mike seconded it, so.
Okay, and I make a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Okay.